Hi, I'm State Representative Dan Newhouse. Welcome to the floor of the House of Representatives. We're now in our fifth week of the 2009 session. Like you, our state and our nation's struggling economy is the legislature's #1 concern. Washington continues to lose jobs at a record pace. It affects every community. Every decision we make in Olympia must and should be guided by one principle. Does this help or hurt families and our economy? We must do everything we can to make sure our employers stay afloat and encourage new businesses to relocate into our state. Now is not the time to add punitive or costly environmental policies on our employers. Unfortunately, that's exactly what we seem to be seeing this session. There have been a number of bills introduced in the name of environmental protection that will do nothing more than place expensive and potentially crippling burdens on employers. Republicans support energy efficiency. We support a clean environment. We support the creation of all jobs, not just green jobs. Some of our colleagues in Olympia have made this debate about creating green jobs at the risk of driving other employment opportunities out of our state. We don't believe this should be an either-or proposition. A perfect example of legislation that would force employers to shut doors and take their businesses to other states is a request bill by the governor of House Bill 1819. This would create a cap and trade allowance program. The idea is to cap the amount of carbon that may be emitted by activities such as energy and oil production, manufacturing jobs, and auto emissions. Businesses will have to purchase allowances from the Department of Ecology for the right to emit those greenhouse gases. The government will limit the number of allowances available and continue to reduce that number every 3 years until the 1990 emission levels are reached. If companies don't have enough allowances to cover their emissions, they would have to pay a fine of up to $10,000 per day. Now, if a company doesn't use all of its emission allowances, it may sell those credits to other companies who need them. The extra cost to businesses will have a disastrous effect on the state's economy. Employers will have very few options. They will either have to pay the penalties, buy credits from other entities, or reduce production, or close their doors altogether. Companies are being told they'll have to invest in new technologies that, in a lot of cases, frankly, don't exist at this point. We heard in committee from employers all over the state who will simply shut their doors if this cap and trade bill is signed into law. I'm very concerned that a state-sponsored cap and trade proposal would end up spending our limited state resources, cost businesses money they don't have, and cost our state and region jobs we really can't afford to lose. As we consider the climate change bills before us this session, we must remember that our state accounts for only 0.3% of global greenhouse gases. We should not risk our state economy and jobs for an unproven regulation policy that would burden businesses, keep people from working, and discourage out-of-state companies from bringing good-paying jobs here. The bottom line, if passed, this law would hurt families and I think have a minimal impact on improving the environment, which we all want to do. I encourage you to contact the governor with your views on this important issue by taking advantage of the toll-free hotline listed at the end of this update. Of course, don't forget it's important for me to know also how you feel about this and any other issues you care about. Again, this is State Representative Dan Newhouse coming to you from Olympia. Thank you very much.